Bob Dowd, Director of the Department of Emergency Services, and I have with me Joe Morales, Deputy Director and Emergency Management Coordinator. We are here this morning to give you an update, first to give you an update on the summer's events in reference to the available funding and where it all stands. Joe?
Good morning, Commissioners. Lebanon County experienced the wettest summer and now year on record. The county, as of yesterday, was 0.8 of an inch over the yearly record of 68.55 inches of precipitation. I've given you a handout, and you can kind of see how that translates on the handout. Lebanon County experienced two major flooding events this past summer. The first being a week-long event from July 21st through July 27th. This event caused widespread flooding damage throughout the county. The second, on August 31st, was contained to the north and southeast areas of the county. FEMA conducted damage assessments in Lebanon County for both flooding events. FEMA separates damage reporting into two distinct categories. One, individual assistance, and that's for homeowners and businesses, and two, public assistance, which is for public infrastructure, facilities, that sort of thing. Damage estimates in the county are hard to place a number on. Hundreds of homes and businesses were flooded across the county. At the municipal level, public assistance damage reporting was sporadic, with only 5 municipalities reporting for the July event and only 4 municipalities reporting for the August event. FEMA assessed public assistance damages at over $1.6 million for the two events combined. To assist in the reporting process, DES implemented an online help desk ticket system for each of the two storms. This allowed the municipalities an easy way for their citizens to report damages at their convenience. For those without internet access, DES, our office, actually took the calls over the phone and then submitted the reports to FEMA. Both flooding events, For both flooding events this summer, the county did not qualify for individual assistance. For public assistance, the county met its threshold on both events, but unfortunately the state did not meet their threshold, and you have to meet both. We were approved for small business loans for the August 31st event, and I'm still waiting on some numbers to see who took advantage of those small business loans. And if you have any questions, Commissioners.
So it's conclusive that the municipalities won't receive any assistance for their...
That is conclusive. Yes, sir.
The state didn't meet the threshold so that the feds didn't even have to make a determination.
That's correct.
Okay.
Both have to be met. And
so while it was devastating for Lebanon, York counties, that sort of thing, it just wasn't enough. In the whole.
And I think the important part here is that, especially when you look at public assistance for the infrastructure at the municipal level, the more we get it in Lebanon County, the more that report can actually help the state overall. So,
The state's threshold is 18.5 million, give or take a couple 100,000.
Okay.
So
do you know what the number was?
I don't, unless you.
okay. I don't have that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's important that all municipalities report to us because it doesn't take many projects for that to add up quickly.
And do you feel you captured pretty much all of the damage? No. There was still some out there that you...
At the municipal level, the emergency management coordinators are appointed and they're volunteers. So that makes it tough. So we tried to, at our level, help the municipalities out. Again, with the online ticketing system, we actually got out there and made calls to the municipalities trying to help them out. So it's a struggle. Basically, yeah. $491,530 is our threshold for public assistance. For individual assistance, they don't use a dollar amount, they use damage in the way of major, minor, to a building, to a structure. And unfortunately, most of our damage this summer was basements being flooded. FEMA does not look at a flooded basement as meeting the criteria. They want flooding on the first floor, they want it up or above a socket, you know, And that's when they start to really look at the structure.
Joe, I have a question concerning, I know the VOAD was activated, and if someone didn't report and then found out they don't have insurance, whatever, and their basement is still in need of clean out and they're not physically able, can they still go online and report that to get assistance from local volunteers?
They could put a help ticket in. They can call us because the VOAD is active. I had a teleconference with them on Monday, and they are still cleaning out basements. They're helping out around the community.
Do you mind expanding on what that is?
The volunteer organizations
Assisting after disaster.
After disasters, thank you. Voluntary group that has gotten together after Hurricane or Tropical Storm Lee. They got together.
Yes, they were a huge asset after Tropical Storm Lee. It's a group of volunteers that go out and help where they can, whether it be rebuilding walls or cleaning out basements, anything they're able to help out with, they do.
They've been doing a lot of mucking up.
And spraying for mold.
Spraying for mold.
Yeah, I was at a Salvation Army Advisory Board meeting yesterday morning, and one of the folks there said that there's still a lot of homes that have, and even had water into the first floor, and still just getting around now to tearing out drywall and so on, so that's been sitting a long time.
Yeah, the organizations, they kind of stood up a little later in this event, but now they're up and running, and the problem is what they usually only stand up once the disaster happens, and they're trying to be a little bit more proactive now and keep the organization some regular meetings, but they do have a full schedule right now, so
Right.
they're addressing homes.
So could I get back to the thresholds for a moment? You know, meeting these thresholds, it's fair to say, I guess, that locally we have some work to do in making sure there are coordinators in place at these local levels, and what kind of assistance can the county provide? I mean, ultimately, the municipalities have to identify someone, appoint someone, have someone in place to do that, and it's easy to ignore when there isn't a disaster going on. But you know, I'm sure you've reached out. But anything else on that?
The state law is basically each municipality is responsible for having an emergency management coordinator who's responsible for gathering this information and getting it to us. The process is difficult because the people filling these roles generally have other responsibilities in the public safety world, firefighters, police officers. And to ask them to remove themselves from that emergency response element and go and do damage assessment and the paperwork, they can't be at two places at one time.
So appointing the fire chief as the emergency management coordinator is not
It just
gonna
doesn't work well.
Doesn't work.
We are working on a plan for 2019 to formally push out some help that we'll bring to the commissioners.
Okay. Okay.
John, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Are you, Bob, are you